Just this month, the ADAA released a report revealing that only a third of people who suffer from anxiety receive proper treatment. With this in mind, what's the latter? We've all seen medication ads on TV creating reliable names for themselves, but there are less well-known drugs that claim to do the same thing at a more affordable price and means of retrieval. One that sparked interest in health officials is kratom. The conversation has been going on for a few years now, but Oregon House Bill 2646 is what's currently in motion. This bill, if passed, would change the operation of the kratom industry. Despite its current legality, negative health effects have become more prominent as its popularity grows. Those who support kratom blame these effects on adulteration and direct blame from the drug to the tamperers. This concern is exactly the reason why people are looking for the proper regulation of kratom to secure the truth and prove it safe. This bill would establish such regulations, which include testing, labeling, and setting a minimum consumer age. Producers and consumers would be the main parties affected by this change because it's still a small market and not well known in the state of Oregon. On a larger scale, the health industry would undergo major changes if kratom is safe to use and as effective as supporters claim. The majority of adults turn to ibuprofen and other forms of painkillers, but what if kratom were able to overcome its current narrative? Health-related groups such as the OHSU Oregon Poison Center have shown interest in the regulation of kratom because long-term effects are still unclear, which is a risk that they don't want to take. And according to the National Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, 91 overdose cases resulted in death in 2018. Producers, on the other hand, are both in favor and against it. Some argue that the regulation of kratom would prove its credibility and answer any doubts, while others go out of business due to illegal activities that are currently under the radar. Because kratom is currently illegal in Oregon, there's no requirement for major organizations to look into it. This change in regulation would crack down on those who sell to minors or perform adulterations. Because there's no minimum age requirement to purchase, this means that younger, uninformed people could be getting themselves into something without understanding the risks they would be taking. Going by MAPE's philosophy, this could be referred to as a violation of consent through deception and lack of information, especially when adulterations are performed and the product is sold with an incorrect label. By allowing local law enforcement and health agencies to collect data, the doubts regarding how safe or effective this is can be determined. Proposed on February 4, 2021, and again 1 month later on March 4th, after alterations, the House bill was adopted on April 6 of 2021 by the House Committee on General Government. From here, it was sent to and currently resides with the Joint Committee on Ways and Means. Due to its current state in the legislative process, there aren't any primary financial backers. However, businesses revolving around kratom are speaking out and writing to the House in favor of House Bill 2646. An example of this is from the Director of Marketing and Advocacy of the Portland-based company PDX Aromatics, Jen Lauder. The company receives kratom from Indonesia in Southeast Asia, where kratom originates, and transforms the product into capsule extracts. In her letter to the House, she writes about the money the company has invested in this beneficial product and why the bill should be supported. A similar Senate bill was seen in 2019, SB 1005. In the end, it didn't pass because there wasn't enough information on any basis. As it's only passed one House so far, it would still be effective to write to and voice an opinion, as Lauder did. However, because it's not currently in effect, it's still possible to obtain it from a local drugstore. If one does decide to look into purchasing kratom, make sure it hasn't undergone adulterations and is currently labeled for what it is.